Hey guys, Super Horror Bro Mike here, and in today's video we take a look at the creepy side of Deltarune Chapter 2. While much of Deltarune is comedic in tone and fairly light-hearted, much like Toby Fox's previous work Undertale, there are plenty of dark secrets and disturbing sequences hidden beneath its seemingly friendly surface layer. Over the next few videos, we'll be looking into these creepy secrets, and our coverage begins today with a guide to unlocking an unsettling boss encounter known as Spamton Neo. This video will act as a step-by-step guide to accessing this creepy character, a full playthrough of the fight itself, both pacifist and no mercy endings, as well as a brief theory as to who Spamton actually is. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Okay, so we've unlocked and battled Spamton, but who is this character and what's his story? Well, things are very vague in typical Deltarune fashion. However, we are given just enough information to put together a rough character profile. Spamton exists in Cyberworld, which is a dark world representation of the internet. His role in this internet-themed world was that of a spam email puppet account, hence his name. Desperate to be recognised and find success, Spamton began accepting any kind of deal he could until one day he received an ominous phone call that granted him instant success. It is hinted that this deal occurred in 1997, as Spamton frequently references this as his favourite year. Spamton's friends noted that he was on the phone all the time, and seemed to be assisted in his newfound glory. Over time, Spamton lost his friends as they grew resentful of his success. He moved into a room within the Queen's mansion, where he would brag about his deals all day long, much as we see him do when speaking with Chris. Then one day his mysterious caller vanished, and with it, so did Spamton's success. A fallen man corrupted by greed, Spamton was evicted from the Queen's mansion, now no more than a washed-up salesman, which is how we find him in the dumpster in town. But before he left, Spamton received one last phone call, and with that call, he too vanished. His friends found no more than an empty receiver, and on the other end of the phone, what's described as garbage noise. This noise is familiar to anyone who has made a phone call from Chris's cell phone during his time in the dark world. This foreshadowing seems to suggest that it was Gaster on the phone, the dark entity from Undertale who lingers in the background of Deltarune's lore. Gaster is a dark influence with the power to corrupt those he encounters, including Chris. Still, there are other possibilities. Spamton also references a character known as Mike in this conversation here. It's an incredibly eerie moment, and one where we are warned to avoid Mike at all costs. So whether Mike is connected to Gaster or not, this is the name of at least one of Spamton's malicious callers. Most likely the original contact who brought him great success before vanishing and leaving him corrupted. After the garbage noise call, it seems Spamton became infected by a computer virus, which caused his speech patterns to grow confused and his thoughts to become erratic and violent. He was no longer in control of himself. We see this illustrated during this conversation here. On the surface, Spamton seems happy, but for a brief moment asks if anyone can hear him, requesting help. Under this control, Spamton acts as a malware, tempting the player into following his every command until he has full access and can take control of a more powerful form. Spamton hoped that by moving to a more powerful body, he could escape his puppet master Mike's control. But found to his dismay, the strings were still, quite literally, attached. This transfer only corrupted him further. What is most interesting about our interactions with Spamton, however, are his references to the aforementioned Mike character. Warning, Chris, don't believe anything you see on TV. The man's a criminal, I tell you. A criminal. Why is this interesting? Well, at the very end of Deltarune Chapter 2, Chris is influenced while watching TV to open up a third fountain between the dark and light worlds. After doing this, on the static of the television screen, we see an ominous smile appear. It is very likely this smile belongs to Mike, the very entity who corrupted Spamton, meaning our previous interactions with him were a foreshadowing of the sinister events yet to come. On that creepy thought, I'll leave you to consider the greater story ramifications of Spamton and Mike's influence for yourselves. I hope you found this video both entertaining and informative.